The runaway train visualization in order to manifest what you want, even with circumstances that you are considering and putting in your way, making them hurdles that you have to overcome in order to get to your manifestation. First of all, it's not about that. It's not about overcoming a circumstance. You don't overcome a circumstance, because a circumstance is what you can see in this reality, and you're claiming a new reality. You're claiming a version of reality that you want to experience, where those things are not going to make a jot of difference. Reality does not care about your circumstances. Reality does not know about your circumstances unless you tell it. And if you keep reminding it that this is happening and that's happening and this person said this and this person said that, so that's going to hold you back, then you're telling reality, these are hurdles, these are blocks to my manifestation. Please make sure of that. Please make sure I don't get to my destination. But if they are not an issue to you, they will not be an issue to reality. It will not see them. It's nothing. It doesn't care. Reality basically doesn't give a shit about what is going on in your life. It has no feelings. It just does. And it reflects what you're feeling. And if you keep going back to circumstances and reminding yourself why this is going to get in your way, whilst telling yourself circumstances don't matter, it's going to go with that dominant feeling and it is going to run with that. But it's not because it cares. It never cares. It does not care. You're vibing, this is a hurdle to what I want. Okay, I'm just going to crack straight on with this technique. And it is a technique. And first of all, before I go into this, let me say that it isn't the technique that works with manifestation. If you do a technique and it works, it's nothing to do with that technique. It's what that technique did for you. It's what it did for your rational mind. It's what it did for your subconscious. It did something. It triggered something good. It allowed you to lighten up. Whatever it did something, and you manifested from that. You did not manifest from the technique. But this is a particularly good one, and the reason I'm making this video is because I've given this to 2 clients recently in the last couple of weeks, because I spoke on a previous video about how I got together with Jeremy and it was like a runaway train, even though we just knew each other to say hello to at that point. It was like a runaway train because it felt like that. It felt like the momentum was so huge, there was no stopping it. So this is how you use this technique in order to bypass circumstances, to trigger your subconscious mind to not notice them, to tell it, to instruct it, it's not important. You're sitting on a train. You have to know your destination. Often we decide we want something, we're not really sure if that's what we want, and we think we want it, and then we go, well, do we want this or do we want that? You have to be sure what you want. If you're getting on a train, you're buying a ticket, aren't you? And you know where you're going. You know your destination. If you go all wishy-washy and you don't really know where you're going, then where are you going to get off? You need to know your destination. So that is your final, well, I don't say final destination, that is your destination for now. Okay, so you know where your destination is, that's where you're going, that's the final stop. Along the way, there will be circumstances that you have made important because you keep referring back to in your own mind. So you're telling reality they're important. Again, they are not. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. If you don't care, it doesn't care. You're going to see these circumstances as stops along the way, but you are not going to stop there. So you're going to slow down slightly as the train goes past, and you're going to see the name of the station, and the name of the station is going to be whatever that circumstance is that you feel you are letting get in your way. It isn't getting in your way, you are letting it get in your way, and everything is a reflection of you, so it will get in your way. You're going to slow down very slightly just so that you can read it, and then off you go to the next one and the next one, and maybe there's 2 or 3, maybe there's only 1. If there's only 1, you only have 1 stop, but you are not stopping. Now, I would not have to do this because I know that circumstances are completely irrelevant, and it's not just that I feel they're irrelevant. With my head, I know they're irrelevant, so my head and my subconscious are in complete harmony now with that. I know it doesn't mean a jot. I know the universe doesn't give a stuff. I know that, and I don't have to convince myself of that anymore. I know it for a fact. This is going to help you to know it for a fact. So you just slow down slightly, not much, and then off you go. So however many stops there are as let's not claim them actually, they're not your circumstances, are the circumstances that you think might get in your way, that you know you have been allowing to get in your way. You know they don't matter, you know the universe doesn't care, that you don't give a damn about. And then again, it doesn't care, but it's just reacting to you, to your reactions. It's reflecting that. That's all it's doing, without feeling, without bias. That's all it's doing. So you're going to do that, and then you're going to get to your destination. And when you get to your destination, you're just going to start slowing down as you feel it coming, and then you're going to stop and you're going to see the sign. You're going to see that destination sign. So that is your goal. That is what you want to achieve. That is your manifestation. And then you're going to pick up your bag and you're going to get off the train. That's all you're going to do. You've reached your destination. Again, let me just reiterate, it's not the technique that does it, it's what it does for you. It's how it instructs your subconscious mind. It's what it does to aid that. Any technique, that's all it's doing. There is no one magic technique. There is only the technique that you may do that actually has that effect on your subconscious mind that just goes, yeah, like that. And it just works for you. But again, it isn't the technique. It's how it's made you feel. It's what it's done for you. So again, with everything, just give it a try. And my key, and the thing here that I always say to my clients is 2 weeks. Just do it for 2 weeks. There's no point. If you go on and on and on, you'll start thinking it doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't work. This is not about working or not working. This is about sending a clear signal to your subconscious mind. So you do it for 2 weeks, you do it for twice a day for 2 weeks, whenever you want to do it. Doesn't matter when it is. And then you leave it alone. You've done it. That's that task done. That's that job done. You don't have to keep doing it. You don't want to keep doing it. Again, you keep doing it, you get stuck in this loop and feel like you can't stop. And then you notice that nothing has changed. This is purely an exercise in instructing your subconscious mind. What do I actually want? Here's a very clear visual for you, subconscious. You cannot fail to understand this. We are not stopping at these stops. We stop at the destination, I get off at the destination. I hope this was useful. Just give it a go. It's like anything. Give it a go and see. If it does something for you, awesome. But it's just a very clear indication to your subconscious mind what you do want and what does not get in your way, which will not get in your way, which cannot get in your way. Right, thanks so much for watching. I'm an author, manifestation coach, mindset coach, self-concept coach.